Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Bob Bailey and Virginia-Gregg in an episode of Let George Do It. This episode goes back to February 26, 1951, and this episode entitled, See Me Once, You've Seen Me Twice. Do I have to see you at all?
Personal notice. Danger's my stock and trade. If the job's too tough for you to handle, you got a job for me, George Valentine. Write full details.
Greetings as always, mystery lover. Time for another Let George Do It adventure. This one carries the rather elongated title of See Me Once, You've Seen Me Twice. Now, I don't want the kiddies to lose faith in their heroes, but it's all about a cowboy with a broken heart. And he didn't get that way from losing his horse either. It was a gal, partner.
Dear Mr. Valentine, my name is Wallace, and I have just met a girl named Lucy Lameroux. Isn't that the most musical thing you ever heard? I tell you, I could spend hours just saying it. Lucy Lameroux. And I could spend pages just telling you about Lucy, Mr. Valentine, only I figure there's enough competition as it is. In fact, there's too much. And that's what I want to see you about, because it's mighty perplexing. You see, Lucy told me there wasn't anyone, steady, I mean, and she's not the sort to go telling fibs. Only then, who, Mr. Valentine, is the man who just told me to stay away from Lucy? Or he'd kill me?
This man said he'd kill you, Mr. Wallace?
Oh, I'd much rather you just call me Wally, Miss Brooks. Here, sit down. Won't you have a soda or something while we...
This man, you said he said...
Oh, yes, just came right out and said it. And Mr. Valentine, at first I thought he must be Lucy's father, only when I noticed he was well preserved, I thought he was more likely a brother.
Father, brother, why would...
Well, you know how men kinfolk can be about a girl like that, living all by herself in a big city. It's a protective sort of.
Oh, she lives all alone, huh?
Oh, she's never actually said, but I guess so. Right across the street, apartment 17A, and that's why I asked you to meet me in this drugstore here.
Well, your girl does all right for herself. City Towers over there is one of the fanciest places in town.
Any money she's got is some honest hard work. She's a working girl, I tell you, something or other in the theatrical profession.
Oh.
But she's not like what you think of those people. She's clean and straightforward. Nothing flashy about her at all. Not even false eyelashes.
Okay. Stop being scared to death. We'll get the wrong idea about Lucy and tell us about this
I just don't know her very well yet, and I don't like to pry, but there's this man who follows her all the time. I've seen him.
Go on.
Well, that's about all there is. I asked her about him, but she's never even noticed him, but I have. He sits here pretending he can't make up his mind about the flavor of ice cream. Only the minute Lucy comes out the door of that apartment house, he ducks. And then he follows her. I've seen it, I tell you.
Private detective, George?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. One of those eye fellas, maybe. So, yesterday afternoon, when I seen him worrying over a banana split, I took the bit in my teeth.
What do you mean?
I mean, I accosted him. I said, "See here, you buster, what kind of a caper are you trying to..."
Well,
that's all the further I said. He struck me.
Oh, he was the sensitive type.
Holy smoke, it was awful. He just knocked me flat. And then he said I could stay away from her or he'd kill me. And then he walked out without even paying for his food. Well, there's nothing funny about it. He was a big, heavy-set man in an overcoat and a green hat. Now, that's all I can tell you, but he had fists like hams. Here, just look. See, on my cheek where he... right there?
All right, yeah, sure.
Eh?
We know, it's not...
I'm sorry. Oh, your jaw is swollen, isn't it?
He was wearing a ring. He hit me so hard, he knocked part of it loose, and he left so fast he didn't even notice the part. Here. Now, see?
A diamond. He was wearing a diamond ring.
Sensitive type with class.
Look, I know I'm not too smart about these things, but Lucy's a nice girl, and she doesn't know what it's all about either. And I think somebody ought to find out before there's any real trouble.
Yeah, somebody like me. Okay, Brooksy, you stick around with Wally here. See if you can spot the menace.
George.
I'm going to visit the main tent. I want to see the big attraction. Name of Lucy.
What are you leaning on the bell for? You tired or something?
You're Lucy Lameroux?
Is it an item to apologize for? Come in.
Thanks.
You're who?
Huh?
Never mind, I'll call you Popeye. On account of the muscle.
Valentine. George Valentine.
Sentimental, ain't it?
No, sister, it's stupid. The blank look on my face is surprise, that's all.
I don't like to be called sister.
No?
It's unfriendly. Sit down or something, won't you? I like surprises.
Look, Brown Eyes, he showed me your picture. It's you, all right, but you're the surprise.
That's nice. Who's him?
Never mind. Let's clear you up first.
Am I difficult?
You're a big success, I understand. How do you get that way?
I'm theatrical.
Chorus?
Say, you must be a regular hermit. See me once, you see me twice. What do you do?
Huh? Never mind, skip it. I take cases from idiots. Only, who's the big heavy-set man in the green hat who waits for you in the drugstore and follows you?
Which drugstore? Hey, where's your hurry?
I want to see a man named Wallace.
Who's he?
Your new one. Well, don't you even have one named Wallace?
It don't connect.
Oh, brother, that does it. Bye-bye, Lucy.
I don't see we've achieved much. Come again more often or something.
Where do you think you're going?
Well, into the elevator, friend. Keep your powder dry.
No, you're not.
Oh? What's the matter? I mess up your overcoat?
I want to talk.
All right, then. Don't wave your hands. One of the stones has gone out of your ring. It doesn't look pretty.
Shut up.
All right. Go on, talk.
What have you been doing with her? What are you up to? What's the big idea of taking...
Slow down, Buster.
Get your hands off of me, and you stay away from her. If you're the one that's been taking her out, the one she's been meeting, I'll kill you. You hear me? I'll kill you.
Cut it out. Watch
And
your
I'll
blood
show you
pressure.
to stay away from me. Watch out.
No, you don't.
Yes,
I'm no drugstore. Oh, brother. What kind of a three-ring circus is this? Sleep tight, Buster. I've got a return engagement with your girl. Stand still, I said.
What do you mean by
Oh, you're mad I don't ring the bell this time. That's too bad. I don't like double talk like you gave me before, sister.
Let go of me.
I called the cop on the beat to haul away your boyfriend down there.
What?
Yeah. Green Hat's a little too jealous for the public good. Also, he needs some smelling salts. All right, now take off the hat and glasses and start making sense. Who is it?
I said let go. There. I beg your pardon.
And I only want to know what... What did you say?
I said, whoever you are, get out of here before I call a policeman myself.
Hey, look, Lucy, say some more. What kind of an act...
Get out of my apartment this instant.
Now, look, I've got eyes. I can't be crazy. You're the same girl that I just
I'm
talked...
Lucy Lameroux, the dancer, and I've never seen you before, and if you don't... Oh. See me once, you've seen me twice?
Hey, give me those glasses. Blue eyes. Blue, not brown. Hey, what in the name
Her name is Audrey, and I saw her running down the back way when I came up just now from lunch.
Two of you. She's your twin sister. Yeah, she's got to be. Everything else is just...
Audrey Murphy, and she's my new partner, thank you. Her hair is dyed, though. You might have noticed that if you hadn't been so busy confusing the kind of girl she is with the kind of girl I am.
Oh, listen, I'm sorry. Sure, two coats there, two hats. Well, even your clothes are identical. Well, now, look, you can't blame me.
We wear them in the act. I've arranged our first engagement for next week. You've probably never been able to afford the type nightclub that engages the Lameroux sisters. Shadow dancing. But I suppose you prefer burlesque anyway.
Huh? Oh, no. I'm all lost now. Wait, you just said Audrey wasn't your sister.
My sister was killed in an automobile accident last year. It took me months and months to find someone who looked enough like me to replace her. Well, Audrey has apparently just had some fun confusing you. Well, it compliments me for making such a good choice. But whatever your little problem is concerning her rugged admirers, I assure you I'm not interested and I'm very busy, so please get out.
Now,
Now, just a minute, Miss Lameroux. That guy in the overcoat, the one Mr. Valentine here slugged, is a pretty important man. His name's Muscat, Lefty Muscat, and he's got a record like...
Officer, for the last time, it's none of my business. Miss Murphy's personal life is her own, so you can just wait till she gets back.
Hold it, please. I told you what this boy Wallace said
Wallace is a very nice boy, but a little too nosy, don't you think, Mr. Valentine?
He says Lefty Muscat's been following you, not Audrey.
Nonsense. Why would he? That's what I said to Wallace, unless this Muscat person is colorblind where eyes are concerned. Anyway, I certainly don't sway the way Audrey does when I walk. Couldn't possibly confuse us.
Unless Audrey wanted Lefty to be confused.
What's that?
Muscat's in the confidence game. Blackmail, shakedown.
Really, I'm the one who's confused by this time.
Look, your officer friend here says he's known you for years. You and your sister made a pile of dough in the past.
Well?
All I'm trying to tell you, Miss Lameroux, is I've never liked that Audrey since the first time I saw her up here a week ago. And now, when Mr. Valentine gave me Lefty Muscat, it gave me something to go on. So I checked the records fast.
Muscat's been seen with a dumb blonde several times the last year, and her name's Audrey. She helps in his payoffs.
Well, I still don't understand how that concerns me.
Don't you? She's crooked, too. You've got a lot of dough. She's worked her way in to be your new partner.
Oh, no, this is ridiculous.
I know she seems pretty dumb, but just...
She's dumb like a fox, I tell you. Muscat's used her as a go-between when he couldn't show himself.
Oh, Lucy, please. Big, successful dancer hires unknown partner. Don't you think you ought to be a little bit interested in her personal life?
I'm giving her a good job. What could she want?
That's what your Mason-Dixon boyfriend wants me to find out, I guess. Why? What's up? What's the reason for all Muscat's jealousy? What kind of danger are you in?
Oh, nonsense. I'm not in any... Well, what should I do?
All right, help me check back. Where'd you first hear of Audrey? How'd you happen to give her the job of partner?
Because she looks so much like me that... Oh, I see what you mean. There was an agent, I think, called me just 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'd never dealt with him before, but... Here, Franz Kling. He called me and arranged an appointment for her.
Let me see that. Franz Kling, theatrical bookings, carnival, nightclub specialty acts. Kling's clusters of talent.
He called and she came. But Audrey... It just doesn't make sense to me that she could be up to anything besides winking at men.
Sure. She's got clusters of talent herself. Come on, lady. Let's go see Kling. No. Nobody's up to anything, huh? If that's Mr. Kling behind the desk, I'd say he's one agent who's collected more than 10%. He's been murdered.
Well, February 26, 1951, Let George Do It, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now more of Bob Bailey, Virginia-Gregg, and Let George Do It, February 26, 1951.
Now, back to George Valentine.
Am I difficult? Sit down or something, won't you? I like surprises.
But if your name is George Valentine, you're not so sure you do. For instance, the surprise of meeting the booking agent who got brown-eyed Audrey her job as Lucy Lameroux's partner in a successful shadow dance act. The agent's name is Franz Kling, but he doesn't use it anymore. He's dead.
Murdered. Sure he's murdered. You don't shoot yourself with a .38, then swallow the pistol, do you?
Who's arguing, Lieutenant Johnson?
I am, with myself. Doc says it could have happened several hours ago, sometime this morning. The elevator man says he's got a toothache and didn't notice who's been up and down.
Oh, George will be back in a minute. But I don't see any reason why this murder has to have anything to do with Lucy's new partner.
My dear Miss Brooks, in 1/2 hour since this was reported, we have got witnesses. To what? To the fact that Kling was an agent with no license, with no visitors except guys from the finance company, and with no clients.
Well, then
except Miss Audrey Murphy.
Oh.
In fact, his desk drawer shows the same thing.
Not much of a desk.
Not much of an office. Not much of an agent. No. People next door didn't hear any shots or anything. They just confirmed the fact of Audrey.
What do you mean?
Up here several times in the last month. Also out a few times with the guy in the evening.
Hello, Angel.
Oh, hi.
Well, Valentine, you find her?
No? Took Lucy home, but Audrey wasn't there.
Doesn't Audrey live with Lucy now?
No, only to practice their act. She's got a room in a boarding house downtown.
Well?
Not at home. Landlady wouldn't notice the time of day if you gave her a free watch.
Good case. I like cases like this. Nice and clear.
All right. So I bring you nothing. What did you find here?
We're just going over his things, George. Mr. Kling was up to something with Audrey, all right.
Such as?
Well, he got her the job with Lucy, for instance.
But it looks like more than that. Only more what? Don't ask me.
Okay.
Hey, where you going? You just got here.
I got a shadow I'd like to get rid of. Come in, Wally.
I thought I left you back in that drugstore.
Well, I had to make sure I know what's going on. If you're Lieutenant Johnson, you see, I'm the man it started with, and I...
Did you know this guy, Kling?
No, sir. I never met him.
Lucy ever mention him?
No, sir. She didn't know him either. Just the man who sent Audrey a tour. Holy smoke, she must have been so glad to finally find somebody she could use as a partner. I mean, well, people wouldn't notice the difference in their eyes. I mean, well, why should Lucy go asking a lot of questions?
Why didn't you tell us about Audrey in the first place?
Well, I mean, why should I? It was Lucy that man kept following, not Audrey. She was never around there much.
You'll get no sense out of him. Thanks, Wally. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Mr. Wallace, I want to know why you're so anxious about Lucy.
Oh, well, you see, she's got a good deal of money she and her sister made in the years past.
That's what I mean. Why does it interest you so much?
But somebody like Muscat might be after it. Or Audrey. She's not the kind to want to work for money. Or this Kling man.
You.
Well, I mean, that's why I worry about Lucy so much.
Johnson, stop trying, will you? The boy's dense. Now, go on, beat it, I said, Wally, and stay away from Lucy. We'll look out for her.
Well, whatever you say.
Now, look, my fine feathered friend.
All right, so I interfere. The boy's dense, but he's right.
Huh?
It does all tie together. Have you been going through the stuff in the desk drawer?
Yeah, George.
So that's why you didn't shut the drawer and look underneath it.
What?
Here, in the mat of the rug.
A diamond.
Yeah. That'll tie it together, won't it? Another diamond from Muscat's ring. This time at the scene of a murder.
Why, no, sir. We bandaged Mr. Muscat's jaw, and he left the emergency hospital here immediately. I don't know where he went.
Of course we've been watching his rooms. His pool rooms, too. The rooms his bookie lives in. The rooms it's rumored he and that Brooklyn blonde once took a payoff in. Rooms. But you know what? They're all empty.
Look at that. Lefty Muscat, a record a mile long, attempted blackmail, extortion.
What about the girl, Lieutenant? Audrey?
Big, brave man with his fists, but he let her do the dangerous work like payoffs once in a while.
But can't your men even find her?
No, she's disappeared, just like he has.
Yeah, you're right, Brooksy. Nothing was gained by Kling's murder that I know of on the swindle end.
They never actually did anything to Lucy, and she's the only one with money.
No, and they won't now either. Whatever this was, we stumbled into the middle of it somehow and broke it up. Brown Eyes and Lefty are probably on their way to China in opposite directions. Wait a minute. Yeah?
Mr. Valentine, thank heaven I got you. I've been calling all over. I couldn't...
Yeah, well, I just got back in the office now, Lucy.
I've had a message from that Muscat person, Lefty. He's still in town.
Wow. Called me wrong a couple of times.
What?
Never mind. What kind of a message?
A note. The doorbell rang here at the apartment, and there was a little man at the door. He just handed it to me and ran.
What did the note say?
Listen, call Circle 3752. Don't tell anyone or you'll be very unhappy. And it's signed Lefty Muscat.
Well, did you call?
Do you think I'm crazy? I'm scared to death. Now that I've told you, I'm going to get down to the police headquarters as fast as I can for protection.
Well, I'll see you there, Lucy. Thanks.
Well, what was it, George? What Lucy want?
Yeah. Run down this number with the phone company fast. Circle 3752.
What'd you think it was? Long distance or something? What's your desire? Say, who is this anyway?
Come on, Angel.
Apartment Hotel. I don't know who's had the phone installed. It's one of those places, just room 22, that's all.
Real choice neighborhood. Elevated tracks outside, sunken-eyed clerks inside.
Kind of a place people hide out in, no questions asked.
Skip, and I want to know about Lucy. I talked with Audrey. That means Muscat's out someplace on the loose.
Lucy's all right. She tore straight to headquarters.
Here we are, 22.
All right, little Audrey. Hey. Hey.
This is the same phone, all right, the same number. It's been less than 10 minutes since...
Lefty Muscat. Yeah. Yeah, that's been only about 10 minutes, too.
Deader in a mackerel.
From February 26, 1951, Bob Bailey, Virginia-Gregg, Let George Do It here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these important messages from your favorite radio station. Thanks so much for making us a part of your day. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow launching the MyPillow 2.0. Now, when Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. Of course, the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, but now with brand new fabric with a temperature-regulating thread, it's the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer with my promo code Wyatt. MyPillow 2.0 is 100% made in the USA, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Use my promo code Wyatt or call 1-800-928-4715. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now the conclusion of Let George Do It. February 26, 1951. See me once, you've seen me twice.
But what did Muscat want me to come there for?
I don't know, Lucy.
Nothing makes any sense that I can see, but he was killed by the same gun that killed Mr. Kling.
Hey, here you are.
No, not again.
Hello, Lucy.
Hello, Wallace.
Gee, I've been so worried.
I know. I've heard all about it. You're very solicitous.
Holy smoke. When I saw you needed help, I just had
come
to
on,
come.
cut it out. Will you play another tune?
Huh?
Nobody's been trying to swindle a girl.
Of course not.
Well, that's certainly not what Lieutenant Johnson had.
Don't look for him. He's getting a dragnet out for Audrey.
Audrey?
Yeah. Audrey has been seen a couple of times the past year working for Lefty Muscat. We know how jealous he was.
He was her boyfriend, I guess.
Yeah, and he swung at both you and me, Wallace, because he was looking for somebody she'd been spending time with. Well, that was Franz Kling, wasn't it? Sure. So Lefty found who he was and killed him, that's all. Then Audrey found out what Lefty'd done and killed him.
Yeah, George?
Women don't do things like that.
Well, she was seen leaving that hideout room. Nobody else was. My phone must have caught her there just before or just after the murder. She had to have killed Muscat. And there's enough circumstantial evidence to hang her.
Oh, I didn't know.
Only, there's another way it could all work out, too. Yeah. Like, suppose you killed both men, Lucy.
What?
See me once, you see me twice.
While this Muscat person was being killed, I was in my apartment all the way across town.
That's what's bothering me, lady. The city towers is pretty plush, and you can't hear the trolleys from there, I remember.
What'd you say?
But I heard a trolley when you phoned me. So you weren't in your apartment as you said you were. Well, in desperation, it's not a bad stunt.
I don't follow you, George.
Phone somebody and say you got a note to call some strange number. And you give the number where you are. By the time I called, you'd flipped on the radio, and by then I talked to Audrey.
Are you crazy? What
I know,
in the name of...
Wallace, I know. Audrey is a separate person. A lucky double for Lucy here. All carefully established. But how often has she really been seen? Has she ever been seen with Lucy?
Of all the ridiculous,
Of all the people in the world to pull a double act, a twin act, you could do it most convincingly, Lucy. Because you really did have a double once. Your sister, who died a year ago. How? Well, maybe that's an angle. You ended up with all the dough, at least.
Stop it. I won't listen to you.
Okay, let's stick to the present. Lon mixed up with Muscat. Now, suppose that was you. Why? Search me, unless the guy had some kind of a hold over you, like your real sister, how she died.
I'll kill you. I will. I don't care what...
Her eyes. Look at her eyes. They're blue. Can't you see that?
Yes, George. Audrey's eyes were brown. You said so yourself.
You know, I read an item in the newspaper a month or two ago. Probably lots of people must have seen the same article. It said that it is now possible to change the color of your eyes with a new type of contact lens. We're waiting for Lieutenant Johnson. Do you know where he really is? He's searching your apartment for brown contact lenses. He's ordering an investigation of your sister's death a year ago. He's rechecking all the people who've been allowed to think they've met a little Audrey. He's... Hey, Lucy. Lucy. Hey, what's the matter with you?
Shut up, you stupid, meddling hillbilly!
Holy smoke. You didn't really do those things, did you?
Well, what's the matter with you? You seasick or something?
You seen me once, you seen me twice. Boy, that's the way it was. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, that's right, Wally. There was something phony with her sister's death. Apparently Muscat knew it and was soft for her, too. So Lucy dreamed up a wild plan to get rid of him by inventing a new partner who could be blamed for his murder.
Oh, not so wild, George. She might have got away with it.
Holy gee. Who'd suspect that of a lady like Lucy?
Oh, Buster, if I ever met a guy who was stupid when it came to women...
Well, I'm impulsive and persistent, that's all. She tried to brush me off, but
What you need is a lecture on the facts of life. How to
But
pick...
she didn't break my heart. I already got plans for somebody else. I learned my lesson.
You've what?
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't tell Lady Godiva from little Goldilocks. You couldn't
But this is different. Oh, honest it is. You don't have to worry about me. It's, Miss Brooks.
It's me. Oh, no. What am I laughing at?
Good night, George.
You have just heard See Me Once, You've Seen Me Twice, another Let George Do It adventure. Robert Bailey was starred as George Valentine, with Virginia-Gregg as Brooksy. David Victor and Jackson Gillis wrote the story, with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Now, this is yours truly inviting you to another visit with Valentine, when you will again hear what happens when you let George do it.
February 26, 1951, Let George Do It on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, another episode of the weekly Adventures of Jungle Jim. This goes back to February 26, 1938.
Presenting the adventures of Jungle Jim. Last week, Jungle Jim and Shanghai Lil won their race with death and reached the old lamasery ahead of the Maharajah and his men. Once there, they found Bob and Connie McGuire and prepared to defend themselves against attack. In the meantime, the Maharajah, realizing that he would have little chance to dislodge our friends from their position in daylight, ordered his men to surround the lamasery and wait until nightfall. The cry of a leopard was to be the signal to attack. Still other events were taking place in the hills south of the lamasery. There, Lieutenant Watson reported to his superior, Colonel Hammond, by shortwave radio. He was told to go to the lamasery immediately with his new high-speed tank and to hold the old place until help arrived. The thrilling adventures of Jungle Jim are pictured each Sunday in The Comic Weekly, the world's greatest pictorial supplement of humor and adventure. The Comic Weekly, each page printed in full color, is distributed everywhere as an integral part of your Hearst Sunday newspaper. And now we continue our story. Jungle Jim, Shanghai Lil, Bob, and Connie McGuire are on the lamasery's Great Wall awaiting developments. The sun is slowly dropping out of sight, and a purplish haze gathers over the hill.
Lil, keep down. We don't want the Maharajah to take any more pot shots at us. We might find a mark the next time.
Oh, keep quiet. Anything would be better than this waiting for something to happen.
That's the way I feel, Mr. Bill.
Well, you'll both get action enough in a few minutes. Your friend, Lieutenant Watson, doesn't get back here with his tank. We're going to have a little excitement when it gets dark.
Are the Maharajah and his men still in sight?
No, they separated about 5 minutes ago.
Separated?
Jim, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said, Lil. And if they're doing what I think they are, we're in trouble.
What's happening?
Well, unless I'm wrong, Ebor has put his men all around the place. 1 or 2 on each side. He's probably arranged some signal. And when he gives it, we'll be attacked from every direction.
If that happens, somebody's going to get hurt, Bradley.
Yes, and it won't be us, Bob. Start getting those machine guns ready to move.
All right.
What are you going to do, Jim?
Well, as soon as it gets a little darker so Ebor can't see what's going on, the rest of you are going to move to the Tower Lamasery. From there, you can swing your machine guns around in all directions.
It's a swell idea, Jim. What do you mean by the rest of you? You're going with us.
No, I'm not.
What?
Once in the tower, I'll be sure you're safe for a while anyway. Then Colo and I are going on a little expedition.
Listen, Jim, you're not going back into that jungle, if that's what you're saying. Oh, no, you mustn't. It's too dangerous.
Dangerous or not, it's a chance I'll have to take. Now listen to me. We know we'll be attacked tonight. We can hold out for a while, but we're low on both ammunition and food. If Lieutenant Watson or Colonel Hammond fail to get here soon, we'd all be in a tough spot.
Well, you're in a nice, pleasant mood.
It's the truth, and we might as well face it, Lil. However, there's one chance of smashing Ebor's whole attack.
Go on, Bradley.
And we're pretty sure that his men have separated to surround the Lamasery. That means he's alone or with 1 or 2 men.
And you're going to try and capture him.
Exactly, Lil. Why'd it solve everything? Without Ebor to lead them, his men would be helpless. We've already captured the silent one. Now I'm going after the big shot.
Oh, you're crazy, Jim. It's too long a chance.
Wait, Mr. Brill. I think Bradley's right. I'll go with him.
Oh, no, Bob.
No. You're needed here, McGuire. I'll take Colo with me. Well, come on now. Let's get started. Mrs. McGuire, I wonder if you'd go and call Colo for me.
Of course.
Lil, you and Bob get the machine guns ready to move.
Right. All right, but I think you're crazy. If we all stayed
We
here...
haven't got time to argue now, Lil. Let me have your glasses, please. I want a last look around before it gets too dark.
All right, over here. This gun's ready.
I'll have this one ready in a minute. You see anything, Jim?
Nope. Nothing, Lil. Oh, here's Colo now. We'll go out and find out what's going on. Colo.
Yes, it won.
Leave your rifle here with Lil. You've got your revolver?
Yes, it won.
Good. You and I are going on another little trip.
We're ready, it won.
Right. We'll drop over the wall into the brush right here. It's dark enough now. Take care of things, Lil. We'll be seeing you.
Jim, be careful. Don't take any chance.
Don't worry about us, Lil. Just get up in that tower and take care of yourselves. Colo and I will be back, and we'll bring Ebor with us. All right now, Colo. Jump. Now, come on, Colo. That's it. Keep down, Colo. Ebor can't be far away from here.
We'll catch him, Juan.
Well, we're going to have a try at it anyway, Colo. Keep close to me, Colo. Pretty dark here. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Ebor is somewhere near the front gate. Let's see. That's this way, Colo.
Tuan.
Did you do that, Colo?
No, Tuan. Noise come from there.
Wait a minute, Colo. Be careful now.
Listen, Tuan.
Throw up your hands, Bradley.
Run, Colo! Run!
Less than a mile to the south, another scene is taking place. 6 new type Army tanks have just rolled into position beside a 7th.
Oh, Colonel Hammond. I didn't expect you to reach here so soon, sir.
No more did I, Watson. I'd hardly finished talking to you by wireless when I was informed the new tank's ready for action. We tried to raise you immediately, but we've already taken your portable antenna down.
We've moved up several miles since then, Colonel.
Yeah.
I brought my tank to the top of this bluff, believing it would be less dangerous than attempting to enter the Lamasery in the darkness.
Yes, well, you were quite right in doing so, Lieutenant. This position here gives you command of the entire situation. It's fortunate we found you. Now, what has happened below us?
Nothing so far, Colonel. Private Harrington is on watch. I told him to report if he saw anyone approaching the Lamasery from any direction. From here, I knew I could intercept them before they reached the wall.
Yes, it's quite so. Let's go over and have a look for ourselves. I want to familiarize myself with the surroundings.
Righto, sir. Very fortunate there's a moon, sir. Not very bright, but it's light enough to see the Lamasery rather distinctly.
However, crawling men could swarm the walls by approaching through the tall grass, though.
I hardly think Ebor would use those tactics, sir. He doesn't suspect that we're here.
Perhaps you're right. Well, here we are.
Oh, there's Harrington. I say, Harrington, have you seen anything?
No one's approached the old place, sir.
That's good.
However, there's been some action within the walls. Here, take the glasses, sir.
Yes.
Now, if you'll pick out the Lamassery's tower, sir.
Mm-hmm. Right, I see it.
When I started watching, the people were on the north wall. However, they seemed to be carrying things back and forth from the wall to the building, sir.
Oh, yeah?
And I finally made out their purpose, sir. They've moved from the north wall to the tower.
You're right. I say, Colonel Hammond, my friends have put up their machine guns on the Lamassery's tower. There are 2 of them on watch. I can see their figures silhouetted against the sky.
An excellent move, Lieutenant.
You know, I was thinking, sir, it would be easy to signal to them. One of the tanks could be moved to this position and the searchlights turned on.
No, I'm afraid not. Searchlights might attract the boys' attention. I have a better plan. Explain this territory to me. We are south, I believe.
Yes, sir, that's right, sir. The northern trail is on the opposite side of the old place. You can see it with the glasses.
Never mind. Lamassery's gates are down here to our right.
That's it, sir.
Very well. We'll leave one tank up here for observation purposes. The others will... What was that?
There was some action started, sir. Those shots came from near the Lamassery's gate.
Private Harrington is right, Colonel.
It's Ivor. He's here. Come on, we go into action at once. Attention, men. Man the tanks. Further orders will be given by wireless. Harrington, turn on my wireless.
Right, sir.
Stand by for orders. Lieutenant Watson will fall into position on my left. Tank ZX 4, 5, and 6, right wing formation. Tank ZX 7, 8, and 10, left wing formation. Machine gunners to their posts. Searchlights darkened and ready for action. That is all. Tank squadron forward.
While this scene has been taking place on the bluff south of the Lamassery, quite a different scene has been enacted on the Lamassery Tower. There, Shanghai Lil, Bob, and Connie McGuire have been straining their eyes to pierce the darkness.
Mr. Brill,
What's the matter, Bob? You see something?
look, on the north wall. Someone climbing it, from the side toward the gate.
I see him. It's just one man.
Let me have that gun.
Bob, don't shoot yet. It might be Kolu or Jungle Jim.
Connie's right, Bob. Wait.
I'll fire over his head. If it's Jim or Kolu, they'll call out. But someone else will try to get away.
Bob, hold it. It's Kolu. I can see him now.
Mr. Lou! Mr. Lou!
Kolu! We're in the tower.
He's coming, Mr. Brill. He's going in the door now.
But why is he alone? Where's Jungle Jim?
Well, that's what I want to know. Why did Jim take this chance? If we'd all stayed here together...
Kolu's coming up the stairs.
Mr. Lou!
Kolu, where's Jim? What's happened?
Missy, Tuan be captured. Maharaja.
What's that? The Maharajah's made Jim his prisoner?
Yes, he catched Tuan Jim in jungle. Jim tell Kolu, run.
I knew something like this would happen. Where did this happen, Kolu?
In jungle by gate, Missy. Maharaja there with men. He see us come, grab Tuan Jim.
I'd like to get my hands on him. Bob, do you think that
We could go after Jim. No, that'd be suicide, Mr. Brill.
But we just can't stand here and do nothing. Jim's out there in the darkness somewhere. He may be dead for all we know. I'm going after him.
Mr. Brill, come back here.
Please, Mr. Brill, you'll be killed. You can't go.
Jim had only stayed here.
Listen to me. Lieutenant Watson may be here any minute. Certainly by morning. We can do nothing until then.
Well, I suppose you're right.
The Maharaja wouldn't dare to kill Jungle Jim Bradley, Mr. Brill.
That's what you think. What was that?
Just a prowling animal.
Bob, get to your gun. That wasn't any animal. It was a signal.
Listen, they're coming. They're coming. Look, 2 men near the gate.
There's more coming over the northern wall.
Bob, hold your fire.
Why?
Jungle Jim may be with them. Kolu, run downstairs. Make sure that every door leading up here is locked and bolted.
Yes. There's 2 more coming over that southern wall. They're both natives. I can see them.
Careful, Bob. If you should hit Jim.
Don't you worry, I won't. I'm probably with the ones at the front gate. There are at least 3 or 4 there.
Listen, Bob. Listen. What's that? I hear motors.
What? Connie, you're right. Listen.
Bob, look. The south. There's something moving through the grass.
I see them. They're tanks, Bob. They've turned on their searchlights. You can see them clearly.
They're here, Mr. Brill, and just in time.
Bob! Tanks open fire on the Maharajah.
Mr. Brill, isn't it wonderful?
Wonderful. Praise God. We've gotta stop them. Jungle Jim is with the Maharajah and his men. He'll be killed.
Is Jungle Jim Bradley safe, or is he caught between the Lamassary's wall and the advancing machine guns on the tanks? The adventures you have just heard dramatized will appear in full-color action pictures in the Comic Weekly, the big Comic Weekly distributed with your Hearst Sunday newspaper everywhere. In the world's greatest pictorial supplement of humor and adventure, you will find all the famous characters who live in the world of color pictures. There's the Katzenjammer Kids, Jiggs and Maggie, Barney Google, Toots and Casper, The Little King, Flash Gordon. See all these famous characters in your copy of next Sunday's Comic Weekly. And don't forget our date next week, same time, same station, for a continuation of the adventures of Jungle Jim.
There you have it, basically a quarter-hour advertisement for that weekend Sunday newspaper in the color comics. February 26, 1938, The Adventures of Jungle Jim, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit my friend Ted at RadioMemories.com. He has programs available on cassette, CD, or flash drive for your computer. RadioMemories.com. Also, MyPillow.com has all sorts of great bargains on everything to help you get a good night's sleep. Check it out at MyPillow.com. Use our promo code Wyatt and save you a bunch of money. They got a bunch of closeout specials there now at MyPillow.com. And visit my webpage while you're out and about cruising the interwebs. That is classicradio.stream. You can always stream our shows on demand. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. You can always find our social media links there. You can contact us, learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. And you can also buy me a copy. The Buy Me a Coffee money doesn't buy me coffee. It buys us additional classic radio collections, and it also helps us maintain our distribution channels. That's at classicradio.stream. Have yourself a great day. Tell all your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.